Hey guys, I'm Hema.
And I'm Lindsay.
And welcome back to our podcast.
Another week. Hey.
Another week, indeed. It's episode 10.
Oh,
Holy
yeah, it
fucking
is. Hey,
yeah.
double digit. Okay.
Episode 10. We have done 10 of these. We have been doing this for 10 weeks. Is that not insane?
That is. It doesn't even feel like that long, but sometimes it does feel like it's been longer.
It doesn't feel long, but like we started what? Early July?
Yeah,
Right?
because
Yeah.
when I got back from Galveston, like that first week of July, you're like, yeah, let's do a podcast. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. So as soon as we got back, it was like immediately. It started up on Instagram. Let's go. So
And
yeah,
now we're heading into October, which is insane.
2020 is almost over.
Oh my god, I'm like, I could smell it. I could smell 2021. I don't have expectations for it, but I could
Yeah, I was going to
smell
say,
it.
remember, we don't have any expectations at all. I'm not going to say that next year is going to be my year. I said that about this year. So,
We were so proud of the things we were going to do for 2020, and look at us. Just look at us.
look at what happened.
I mean, I guess on the plus side, we have a podcast that we started in 2020. That's a positive.
That's probably the best thing, yeah, that has happened out of this quarantine. No lie.
Yeah. That and I think I mentioned this in a different episode, but I kind of take it as like a blessing in disguise because it did help me like chill a bit. Like the little break we had, I guess, in the beginning of quarantine. It was good to kind of like be at home and breathe. But now I'm over it, but it's whatever.
I mean, yeah, for sure. They say it is definitely better for everybody. Everybody needs to just kind of take that step back, breathe. Everybody's always moving so fast. It's always just go, 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 which,
Hmm.
it's ironic because it's like this should be calming you down, yet now I have high blood pressure and I've been at home for the past 6 months or something. So,
No.
but
Oh my god, this sucks. Fuck
yeah,
you, COVID.
yeah. So that's the only eventful thing I have for this week is I found out I have high blood pressure and now I'm working to fix that. But that's my
I'm
week.
sorry you had to join the blood pressure club.
I mean, it's not fun, but hey, we're being responsible. You're taking medicine, I'm taking medicine. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's the good thing is that it is manageable. Just a little tiny little pill. That's it. Um, my week wasn't that eventful. My brain has been lagging for the past couple of days, so I've kind of just been like on autopilot. I just work, 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 then chill with the hubby, make dinner, sleep. Like that's literally how my schedule has been. Um, Thursday? Was it Thursday? I forget when I texted you that bowling pic.
oh,
Was
I
it
don't know.
Thursday?
I don't remember the days.
We randomly went out to eat just to grab dinner, and then the boys, so my husband and my brother-in-law, wanted to go bowling out of fucking nowhere. And I wasn't really feeling it, but I was already kind of like the party pooper that night. So I kind of was just like, okay, yeah, let's go. I mean, I haven't bowled in like, damn, like 2 or 3 years. It's been a hot minute. And I was already kind of skeptical just because of this whole quarantine going on and shit. But they did keep it like very distant and whatnot.
Hmm.
Anywho, I mentioned that because I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'm doing something fun. Like, this will be like my little eventful thing that I did and I could talk about on the podcast. But it was a big fucking fail. So I mentioned again, I have not bowled in like 2 or 3 years, and in those 2 to 3 years, my health has declined for sure. Um, Immediately when I throw like the first ball, my whole hand cracked. like every every bone in my finger and my wrist just was popping. And I normally play with like a size 10 ball. Um,
Me too.
oh no. No, no, no. I had to go down to a 7, and even with the 7, my hand was just throbbing, and it came to the point where every time it was my turn, I would like cringe because I'm like, "Oh, my hand." And I played horribly that night, like horribly. Usually I'm pretty good at bowling, but my arthritis got the worst in me. And I immediately fell into a little depression hole because I was like, well, great. Now I can't even bowl because of my stupid bones.
It's not
So, I
funny.
mean, I ended up losing that day. Like I lost bad. I lost to my husband for one, which pissed me off because I never lose to him. Like I always kick his ass. And yeah, I we get really competitive. And he was like, Emma, like what's going on? And I really wasn't mentioning that my hand was hurting because I didn't want to be like the party pooper. But I was like, I'm rusty when deep down my hand was like pulsating. I'm like, ow. So
Damn.
fail is lame.
Well,
That's all I did. That's all the eventful stuff that happened in my life, besides decorating for Halloween, which I already got called out by my parents and said they told me that it was too soon, but it's
I
never too
mean,
soon.
it's not too soon now because we're at the end of September, so I think
I
now's
literally
okay.
waited till it was officially fall, so I think I'm solid.
I think it's fine. I mean, yeah, normally I'd be someone that's like, oh, their decorations are up early. But you know what? Like, for one, 2020 fucking sucks. So it's like, if somebody finds some joy in something, let them fucking do it. I don't care. If it makes you happy to put up your Halloween decorations in September, do it. Like,
Hell yeah. We went for a walk last night and I'm coming back up to my house and I see like my lights. We're the only little town home that has like lights so you can see them in the distance. I'm like, oh, look, it's so cute and
yeah,
spooky.
see? And I'm sure other people look at it and they're like, oh, I mean, so.
They either say oh or they're
Or
like
they're like,
roll their eyes. They're like,
I know,
oh,
this idiot. They're one of
these
those
people.
people. Can't wait till Christmas.
Girl, because November 1st, those decorations come down and the Christmas tree goes up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
I
put
don't
up all
care.
my Christmas stuff like, well, yeah, November. But
Yeah,
I
my
also don't
mother
want to get
usually
burnt
does
out.
it after Thanksgiving
Well,
is when
yeah,
she
I
starts
usually do it like the
putting
day
it away.
after. Like that's when the tree goes up. Is the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, no, 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 no. That's too late for me. I need to
Nah, because
have it
then you
all.
still have a whole month till Christmas. Then I keep it up until about January, like that first week, January like 6, 7, something.
My tree has to be up for my birthday. It just has to be.
I mean, okay. Like I said, again,
Birthday.
whatever makes you happy. Yeah, your birthday tree, cool.
But yeah, I mean, it's been pretty boring on my side. The Cowboys won,
They
y'all.
did. It sucks because when we do these podcasts, obviously, like they go out on Sundays. Yeah, we're recording on Saturdays, but they're going out on Sunday right after they play again. So people probably get confused. But the game we're talking about is when we just played the Falcons.
And that was insane. Like
If
the
you saw that
last
game,
couple
man.
of seconds. Holy shit.
Like I literally screamed my head off. I mean, everybody that was out there did because we go watch the game. I think I mentioned that before, but at the Star where the Cowboys practice, they played on the big ass screen outside, and so everybody was just going nuts. Like at first we were all depressed. We're just like, oh my god, like this is it. We're gonna be 0-2, and then it got to that end, and we got that offside kick. And I was like, this is like a miracle. Like, what is happening right now? And then he kicked that, what was it, like a 47-yard field goal with like 3 or 4 seconds left
Yeah.
to win. We won by 1 point, 40-39. That was
That was
insane. And we
insane.
had no lead the entire game. That was our only lead was when we
The
won.
entire game was trash.
Yeah, we
It was
played
only
like
those,
shit.
like, last couple of seconds. Other than
Yeah.
that, I mean, I'll still go by it. It was trash. But they did fucking by a miracle pick it up at the end. It's
I
that
don't know
angels in the
how
outfield type of
that was.
miracle.
Yeah, like I said, that was insane. So if you didn't watch that game, I'm sure you could find the highlights. Look it up. Crazy.
I kinda like those wins though because during that whole game, I try to avoid getting on social media because it's when the Cowboys haters like come out of their hole.
I know that's right.
Um, but I like it because it's like, "Oh, where you at now, haters? Like, we ended up winning.
That's
What's the
true.
hate?" And they disappear. They go back into their hole.
Yeah, when I went to the doctor this morning, the receptionist guy, he was wearing a Saints mask. And I was like, "Oh, so Saints, huh?" And he was like, yeah." And I was like, "So, did you watch the Cowboy game on Sunday?" And he's like, "I did." And I was like, "And what'd you think about that?" And he was like, "You guys got lucky." I was like, no, that is not luck. That is skill." So,
But, okay, let's talk about the whole Saints thing or wearing other team merch. If you're from Dallas, if you were born here
hmm
or have lived here at least most of your freaking life, why do you go for other teams?
I don't
I
understand
just
that.
I'm just
You need to
curious.
rep
Like,
for where you live. Yeah, like if you're born here or you
no,
at least have been raised here, no excuse.
yeah, like no hate at it. I have a friend who was born here, has lived here all her life, and every time we talk football, she's a mad, mad Cowboys hater. And I don't understand why. And we've gone back and forth, and their response is always like, "Oh, it's just because I hate them. Like, I just don't like them. I hate them. I rep for the Giants." And I'm like, what's
What
that?
is it with people repping for the Giants? The
Yeah, like,
Giants suck. I'm sorry,
how?
Giants
Why?
lovers, but like, what is up
Go
with that?
follow Coach Clapp, I guess. I don't
Yeah, I was
know.
gonna say, yeah, because now, I mean, the Giants were already bad, and now they have our old coach, and we didn't get anywhere with him. So y'all enjoy Coach Clapper.
Oh god. I'm just curious if you listen to our podcast and you're from Dallas and you hate the Cowboys, just why?
I do get though. I will say I do get some of the hate though. I mean, we know because it is a love hate
I
with the
mean, we
Cowboys. I'm
know.
not gonna lie. They are hard to love and support sometimes. But
I get it. We know, but I would never be like, "Oh, fuck the Cowboys. I'm gonna go rep the fucking Saints."
yeah, that's just a
Like,
bandwagoner. Like I'm gonna stick to my city. It's just
no, I'm gonna stick with them whether they never make it to the Super Bowl again in our lifetime. I'll just be a Cowboys fan for life. I'll
yeah,
be fine.
no hopes though for this year because like I said, it's 2020. So
Nah,
I it's just if they win some games, sweet, and when they lose, I'll be upset, but I'll get over it. It is what it is.
Oh
So
man, I am glad football's back though. That's some sort of like normal back into our life. So,
I wonder how this
yay.
game's gonna go when we do play the Giants here, like what week 5? Since now they have Garrett, it's like, I mean, he's gonna know like how we play. He knows the Cowboys. I mean, I just wonder how that's
Man, like
gonna
that this Sunday when they were playing like trash, I was getting on Twitter and man, the memes were golden. Like there was one that's like, "Oh, how you Garrett haters looking like now, like clowns." It's like, "Oh."
I know I saw one too. I don't know if you saw it, but it was like the one where it was like, Cowboys win, 40-39. That shows like Garrett's face and it was like the Giants lose 17 to whatever it was, like 30 or something. He's like clapping or it
Oh my
was
god.
something,
Memes
but
are always golden during football time.
they are. I mean, those are the only thing I will look at and laugh at. Not the haters, like, keyboard warriors and shit as I call them, but the memes are funny
The memes are funny, even if they're, like,
against
against the
us.
Cowboys, I will
It
say
just
they're
makes
funny.
me laugh. Yeah.
They are funny. I don't get when it comes to, like, you going on your Facebook and doing, like, a whole novel status about how much you hate the Cowboys. It's like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, that's great.
But anywho, um, that was our week, guys. How was y'all? Hopefully good. Hopefully you guys didn't have brain lag like I did. Uh, Hopefully you guys was more eventful than ours.
Yeah,
Let us
it's like,
know how it was.
let us know.
Let us know. So today, what we're gonna do, or what we decided to do, was just to do something a little bit different. So we're gonna go on Reddit and look up friendship advice, dating advice, relationship advice, anything that we find. I'm going to go ahead and read it, and then we're going to give our opinion on it. Now, some of them I might reply back just because I'm curious. Once I read stuff, I like to know the tea, so I like to keep tabs on it. So we're gonna do that. Hopefully, you guys like it. I usually like to come on Reddit when I'm bored and read this stuff, and some of it's really entertaining. Some of these stories, some of these relationships are insane. And well, Lindsay, let's see if we can help these people.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. So, this first one is called, or it's titled, Best Friend Always Comes Over Uninvited and It's Driving Me Crazy.
This is gonna be good. All right, go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be a lot of reading, but here we go.
All right.
Hello. So, I have this issue with one of my longest ever friends. Like, we go way back. We are both 18 now, and we met when we were 7. Generally, he is a very nice person. He is helpful, friendly, nice, and has everything you could ask for in a friend. Of course, we have had our issues that appear in any long term friendship, but at the end of the day, we always get back to being friends no matter what. Now, the issue is that he constantly likes coming over uninvited and just sitting on my couch, watching memes, and talking to me about random things. And while this isn't a bad thing to do, it happens almost every day. He comes down to my place. We are neighbors at around 1 p.m. and stays until about, 10 or 11. We are in our last year of high school, so I usually spend this time studying for tests, which is literally impossible if there is someone sitting next to you with memes playing 24/7. What is the best way to ask them to not come over so much anymore?
Man.
This one cracked me up because back in the day, like way back in the day, I could say maybe like 10th or 6th grade.
Mhm.
Um, we used to live in some apartments, and there was a girl who was also a neighbor who we went to school together. Um, I won't mention any names because there's people from elementary on here that listen. Anyways, we were neighbors, and she would come over all the time. Now, let me tell you this: when you're an introvert, yes, you do like hanging out with your peeps. I do enjoy the company of friends, but sometimes you just need that, like, a day to unwind after hanging out with somebody. I don't know how to explain it. If you're an introvert, you understand. Sometimes you just need like that time to breathe. And this girl would always come over. It's almost like she had no parents. Like her parents wouldn't come get her. And this one time I ended up having a sleepover and I invited her, and like the next morning we all ate breakfast and everybody started leaving, right? Except for her. And in the back of my head, I'm like, "Hello? Like, is your mom gonna come get you? Like, I wanna watch my shows by myself." And she wouldn't leave, and man, I was, like, going insane. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, please go away." I think her parents ended up coming to get her, like, at fucking 5 in the afternoon, and I was so over it. I mean, back in the day, I didn't, like, tell her, like, "Leave me alone," but she ended up, like, moving, which was, oh, I was like, "Finally." Yeah, I don't wanna talk anymore. She's probably like, "This bitch hates me." I don't know how you would tell him not to come. I can't tell somebody not to come
I
over.
mean,
I don't
it's not. I wouldn't. Okay, it also depends like on what kind of friendship you have. Obviously, if you've been friends for that long, you probably do have, hopefully, that comfortability where you can just tell each other like anything. So it just depends. Yeah, like I said, the friendship that you have. Sometimes maybe you have like a blunt, relationship with them where you could just say whatever's on your mind, or maybe you guys don't have that. But I mean, if you're going to be friends with someone for that long, like forever, because those are those lasting friendships, then you definitely do need to, to speak up, but just say it in a nice way. Just be like, hey, I have a lot of studying to do, to start doing that, like I got to have some
I
of my
mean,
nights to
he's just
myself.
coming over to, like, share memes.
Well, yeah, and like I would just be like, hey man, like I love like seeing the memes, for these two guy friends. I'm assuming you said the guy is like the friend. Is it a girl and a guy or two guys?
I'm assuming they're both guys.
Okay, well, let's just assume, yeah, they're both guys. So, just be like, hey, man, like, I love, obviously, like, these these memes, but, like, I really got to study. Like, this is our last year of high school. Just, like, be honest. Like I said, you should be able to be honest with your friends if something bothers you. I mean, but it's also, like, common sense on the friend's part. Like, he shouldn't just be showing up. Like, I don't just fucking show up to people's house. I did do it to you, kind of, but I didn't just like show up. I called you and said, "Hey, I'm 10 minutes away from you." And then I give you time, and I'm not going to come knocking on your door and bug you. I'm going to wait outside. So,
No, yeah, like I get those little surprises, like visits. I get that, but I don't know how I would feel if people would be like always up in my house.
well, yeah, people are like
I'd be
every day. That's like a child. Maybe he just hasn't grown out of his childhood phase of doing that. Because that's something a kid would do. Because when we were kids, same thing. Friends would come over from the neighborhood, knock on the door. Hey, can you come outside, play? Or can I come in and play? And that's cool because you're kids. But as an adult, and especially introverted adults, just no. Please just tell
But
me before you
even for me, I was an introverted kid. Like I like to play, like don't get me wrong, but it
Yeah.
came to a point where I was like, I just want to pop in Titanic and watch it by myself without anybody
Well, yeah.
talking to me.
I just
Um,
I feel like people
the
should have
only thing
common
that
sense.
the only thing that I ever think when somebody does that is I'm curious how their household is, and that's when I start feeling guilty. It's like, well, maybe there's like tension in their household and it's like their only
Hmm.
escape. That's when I start feeling guilty. That's why I can never say anything. I'm just like, suck it up. Like, it'll be fine.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But
maybe they just, yeah, they need to get away and they don't know how to communicate. So it could be that, with
yeah,
this guy's friend. Maybe he just doesn't want to be home. Maybe he doesn't have anyone else to talk to. So you're his only like getaway to share memes with. And you're his best friend, obviously. So, I mean, just tread lightly, but you should also be able to tell them the truth.
yeah.
You
Let me read you some replies on this. Only a couple.
Okay.
One of them said, become busy. Claim that you have errands to do. If he does show up, ask him for help with the household chores. See if that phases him.
I mean, I'm not a fan though of like lying, especially if it's someone that you're, like I said, close with. I'm not gonna make up shit and tell you that I'm busy or I'm doing things. I'm just gonna be honest with you and be like, hey, like, I've got stuff to do because he does. He says he's got to study. So they're in high school.
But like also this like, I don't think it would help, like, if I were to tell my friend, like, "Oh, man, I have a lot of laundry to fold, like, maybe another time," and they still show up and come help me with
Well,
my
yeah, I'd be like,
laundry.
oh, I'll come help you. Yeah, that's something that would happen to me. I'd be like, well, I really got to clean, and they'd be like, I don't mind. You don't have to have your place clean. And I'm like, so that doesn't really work, guys. Don't
Oh my
use
god, that's always my thing, like, "Oh, my house is a pigsty." They're like, "Oh,
that.
girl, it's fine." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, but my go-to is just always honesty. Like I don't lie to my
Yeah.
friends. So, I mean, just be real, you know.
Yeah, this one's pretty much like what you said, set boundaries. Can be hard to make this clear for some people, but sometimes they need to. If he's a really good friend, he'll understand.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to take it personally. Everybody needs you know, their own time. I understand that about
Yeah.
you. I mean, I know there's days you don't want to do anything or not necessarily talk, and like I have to respect that. And so this person should respect that too.
Yeah.
It's just boundaries. Cool.
I
All
doesn't
right.
seem like there's an update on this guy, so
Oh, well, damn. When was
hopefully
that one? I know. Hopefully he got it fixed and they didn't like ruin a whole friendship over it.
well, this one was just posted 5 hours ago.
Oh, well, shit. Okay. Well, hopefully he's
So,
having a talk with him right now while he's sitting there sharing memes on the couch.
we're going to save this.
Yeah, I want to have an update on that guy.
We'll get some updates in a later episode. Okay,
Cool.
so this is going into dating. Now,
Cool.
I only like this article only because I think it's very true in today's society and how guys are.
Hmm.
Uh, again, I'm married, so I don't have this experience, but just talking to like friends who do get on Tinder and all that stuff, and when they tell me stories. Um, okay, here we go.
All right.
The title of this is "Why Are Guys So Sexually Aggressive When Messaging slash Texting?" I am a
Okay.
woman and recently started using Tinder. but I'm becoming really frustrated and sad because of the type of messages I'm getting. For example, a guy asked if I wanted to come over, and I said no. He said, "Well, no dig for you." I didn't know what to answer and said nothing. Then he said he was just kidding around and just said, "I'm so horny. I know you're feeling the nudes, baby. I know you want this. Everyone does, honey." I kept saying no, but he kept pressuring me until I screenshotted the conversation and he saw it on Snapchat and then he stopped. Another dude, I asked what he was doing and he was like laying in bed, jerking off, thinking about you. Another one, "Want to come down, sweetie? I'll make you wet." And when I say no, they just become more aggressive. Even when a guy says he's serious, he'll ask me for nudes or ask me to come warm his bed. I remember calling this guy out for saying he was looking for something serious and immediately wanted my nudes. He said he was just kidding around and that I should be able to take a joke, but what the hell? Why would you say you want something serious but then act like that? I don't understand why men act like this. I know men are socialized to be sexually aggressive, but the way these dudes act, there's no way they're actually getting laid by pressuring women and being so obnoxious. So if they don't have any success with this method, why are they acting like this? They're literally begging me for nudes or sex, even though just being a bit decent would work way better.
I don't even know where to begin with that. I completely feel what they are saying because that is the truth. I've experienced it myself. I have been on the dating apps. I mean, you know this, like when I met that last guy, I won't
Hmm.
name names because we're on, yeah, but, um, but yeah, and he was decent, but, um, but yeah, getting on there and talking to guys, I found that that's where the messages would end up going. So I would have to be pretty upfront, like in the beginning, and just be like, "Hey, like I'm not in this for some quick like hit it and quit it. Like this is me looking for something real." Do you remember when back when I was working at Chili's and there was that guy had the same name as my brother, and that was really weird. You remember that? The guy that like came
Hmm.
in and he was dressed like really nice, like business. I guess he was on his break at work and he came to get some food and he was a gentleman in person. He was just like hi, and he was good looking, and we had like a nice little conversation, but nothing like flirty or anything. But then he ends up calling the store after he leaves and he's just like, "Hey, I was talking to this waitress, Lindsay, can I like get her number?" So I ended up giving him my number over the phone and we started texting. And at first it was just like, "Hey, I'm looking for something serious." Same thing like what this chick is saying. And it very quickly became exactly what she said. I mean, he looked like he was a smart, sophisticated young man, yet all of a sudden it just turned into, "Oh, like, you want to come over, like hang out sometime?" And, you're just kind of like, "Oh, well, maybe we can meet like in a public place," kind of thing, because I'm not going to go over to some random guy's house when I just met him. So it's like, yeah, maybe like we can get together sometime. Who knows? Dinner, drinks, whatever. But then he was just like, "No, like, I want you to come over and, you want this dick." And it did turn into that very quickly. It took like a couple of days. And it was very disappointing because, and then he was like, "Yeah, can I send you a picture?" And I was like, "No, like, I don't want a picture." And I was like, I told him straight up, I was like, "This is very disappointing because you seemed like a really good guy in person. We were having a good conversation. And all of a sudden it turned to this." I was like, "And I'm just not, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not that shallow girl. I'm not that girl that yeah, I'm not the one." So I ended up blocking him. But it's just partly why I have stopped looking is because a lot of the time online, that is how the guys are. And I'm not saying everyone, obviously, but that's been my experience that you get on there and they're looking for a certain thing or a certain type of girl, and then they just want to send you stuff in it.
But what goes through their head when they think that's okay? Like,
I don't
what
know.
happens? Like, how, are they not reading into the conversation clearly? Like, it's one thing when you're talking about, like, what's your favorite color? What do you like to do for fun? Oh, here's my dick. Like, who
I
asked for
think they're
that?
just they're very just sexual, I guess, and they're just ready, all the time. Maybe that's what it is. But I mean, it's like this girl said in the article or the Reddit that if you just acted like a decent human being and you got to know me, you have a better chance at something happening than if you come at me like that. That's definitely
Well,
never
yeah,
ever going to work with me.
I feel like for any normal person, that's more being decent is more attractive than being so forward. Like,
Yeah, get to know
I
me for me.
immediately would get turned off if you just send me a random ass dick pic out of nowhere. Immediately, I'm grossed out. I'm like, okay, the
Oh
fuck is
yeah,
this?
because I'm not even going to get into that, but just don't. Yeah, don't do
Yeah,
that.
I don't get it.
You
I
know
don't
how, like,
know.
discouraging that is for us, for people, like I said, like me that are single and have been single for a while, is that when you get on these sites and you are looking for genuine connections with people, I want to build on an actual, like, relationship, like them get to know me get to know you. I don't want to, like, meet someone and be like, so how'd you guys meet and how'd this become a thing? Well, he sent me a picture of his dick and I was like, yeah, that looks good. And, like, we got to know. That's no, that's not going to be my love story. I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
baby. That's what I wanted,
Oh,
fellas.
hell yeah, here's what I got. Like, no, that's I just don't get what goes on through their head, girl. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's hard to even answer why dudes are the way that they are. And I mean, it's not just dudes. Like, I know there's
Well, yeah, there's chicks like that
girls
too.
out there who are like the same way. Like, they're just sending, nude pics to a dude who's just trying to find like a decent girl. And
Hmm.
I don't understand it. That's not a turn on at all. It's very off putting. So, and yeah, those type of people end up ruining like the dating experience, like how you mentioned. It's like you go on these apps thinking you can find like your person, and then you come across these douchebags, and it's like, well, I'm over
Hmm.
it. Delete the app and
Yeah,
forget about it.
exactly. Like, I've already deleted them. I've tried different ones, and it just doesn't work. So it's like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen naturally. I feel like I'm just gonna meet someone, and it's gonna be when I just don't expect it. So.
Yeah. Well, this guy right here commented, he's like, I'm a male and I want sex, but I don't jump straight to sex talks because I find most women view it as a turnoff, which it is. It is
It
a
is.
turnoff. Oh man,
Mm.
what is
I don't
it?
know. It's just a matter of finding the right guy, though, because the right guy that's going to want to be with, like, obviously, if he's relationship material, he's going to want to get to know you. He's not going to start off talking about his dick. Just be straight up.
Yeah, I
So,
would just like immediately like hit that block button when
yeah,
you
that'd be
come
it.
across somebody like this and be done with it. Don't message them
Yep.
back. Don't
Don't even try.
give them like add fuel to the fire. Just
Hmm.
block and move on. Keep going.
Yep.
There's somebody out there. There's a nice dude out there who um you know won't be a douchebag or a dirty horny little boy.
Hmm.
um and on that note, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll read some relationship advice, and then go back to the friendship stuff and go from there. So I'll be right back. Hey y'all! I wanted to take a quick minute to talk to you guys about Anchor, the app we're currently using right now to create this podcast. One of the best things that I love about Anchor is that not only can you record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, it is absolutely free to use. Not only that, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. And guess what? You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's literally everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So get to it. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Happy podcasting. And we're back, guys. That
Hello.
was a short break for us, a minute for y'all, but
It's not the same for us.
it was a little mini break. Um, I've got my nephew's birthday party today, which I gotta get ready for. I procrastinated all fucking morning, man. I cannot believe I did that.
I can.
Ugh.
This is my life.
It's the worst. Procrastination sucks.
It so does.
How How does it feel to have like your life together
right? Just be like, I know I need to do this, and I'm going to do
and do it,
it.
not sit around watching YouTube videos all morning?
I mean, this morning when I knew that I had to get up to make it to the appointment, it didn't even start till 11, but I got up. Well, I set my alarm for 9:15 so I could have enough time to wake up, shower, get dressed. But I ended up waking up on my own at 8, and then I started thinking about everything I had to do. So then I was like, let me just get up. So I did really good. Got up, showered,
No,
got dressed,
yeah.
and did what I had to do. So
Your
sometimes.
morning was far more productive than mine was.
Well, I had somewhere to be. You didn't. So,
You did things. Well, see, originally I was gonna
oh,
get a
yeah.
pedicure, but I had to set up an appointment for the weekend. So I was like, fuck. So that made me just sit on my bed and watch YouTube. Fun stuff. All right, we're going to jump back in this and we're moving on to relationship advice. So here we go. This one is titled, I recently moved in with my boyfriend and realized it was a big mistake.
Mm-mm-mm.
She put the ages here. She's 26 and he's 29. So around our age. Okay. I have been with my boyfriend for about 2 years on and off. We just recently moved in together, and I quickly realized it was a big mistake. I thought moving in together would bring us closer and help fix some of the problems we've had. I was wrong. Since moving in together, he's been going out a lot to drink with friends and coming home around 2 to 6 a.m. I've told him I don't appreciate being woken up at those times, especially when I have to be up at 6 a.m. for work Monday through Friday, and I'm studying full time. He apologizes, but he continues to do it. The other night, he had told me he was going out to play soccer at 10 p.m. and didn't come home till around 7 a.m. Oh. I woke up at 4 a.m., called him to see if he was okay, and when he answered, I heard women talking in the background. He told me he was at a friend's house. I just find this disrespectful because I don't know who he was with or what he was doing, and it does worry me. Oh, it's just getting worse. Sorry,
Oh,
as
God.
I'm reading it.
It gets
I also
worse.
found,
Oh,
I
okay.
also found a lot of condoms, and we haven't used condoms since we've been together. When I asked him about this, he got defensive and said a friend gave them to him and he refuses to throw them out. What? There's a lot of behavior I've noticed from him that makes me question our relationship and his faithfulness. I just don't feel secure in this relationship and it's causing me a lot of extra stress. I don't feel respected or that he takes me serious. I just feel lost and confused and would appreciate some advice. Girl, run.
That was
The
literally what I
fuck?
was just about to say. As soon as you finished, I was going to be like, girl, run. That's run for the hills.
Oh man.
Uh,
It it's crazy because I know a lot of people do think that moving in together might fix a lot of relationships that
mm-mm.
you're having, but that is not the case. I get it, move in, try it out, but these are the moments when you see those red flags pop up, dip, like dip. It's only been 2 years, girl, you'll be fine. Dip,
Yeah,
run.
I mean, it's never. It doesn't even matter that it's been 2 years. It could be 2 years. It could be 10 years, 20 years, whatever. If it's not healthy, it's not healthy, and you need to run. I mean, especially if you've already like confronted him about it and he still isn't changing, no, there is too many signs for you to ignore. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the
No.
whole condom thing too. If you guys haven't used them or don't use them and then you found some and then he refuses to throw them out, the fuck is
Yeah, like,
that?
okay, if
No,
you don't even use
dip.
them, then yeah, then why is he holding on to them? Is he saving it for somebody else? Like, that doesn't, no. Mm-mm.
No, dip. And the whole, like, I get it. Everybody needs their time away, like, to decompress. I've always been the type of person who I respect people having like their me time. Like I'm never gonna tell my husband, "Don't hang out with your friends. Come hang out with me."
Yeah,
When we just mentioned earlier that I'm a big introvert and I like my alone time, right?
yeah.
So if he's gonna go out, all if anybody goes out and you're with your partner, it is just out of courtesy to let them know, "Hey, I might not be home tonight. I might go get shit faced." Just letting you know. Okay, like, don't tell somebody you're gonna come home at like 10 p.m. and then not show up until 7 a.m.
Well,
It's just
yeah,
rude.
exactly. That's yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't even know, like I said, like what to say other than it's just
Run,
yeah.
leave.
If he's not going to listen, he's not going to respect you and your wishes. Like it's give and take. And if you tell him like, hey, this isn't working for me, and I need you to do this, then he could at least be courteous enough to be like, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. And if he can't tell you the truth of what he's doing, obviously. He's probably doing something that he shouldn't be. So, I mean, no one's playing
Yeah.
soccer from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. So,
No, and even if he did maybe go play soccer and maybe they decided to go hang out afterwards, it's just common courtesy to be like, "Hey, boo, like we just finished playing. I'm gonna go have drinks with the guys or drink with some friends." Just let her know.
and not
But
even just
in this
relationships though. If you
situation,
just live with someone, you should be telling them where you're going anyway. I
well,
mean,
yeah, no matter what. But in this case, just because he keeps doing it and it doesn't seem like he respects her at all, she needs to dip. It's only been 2 years. Like it, no matter what, when you break up with somebody, it hurts. But how old are you? 26, girl.
yeah,
Leave.
you're young, girl. Like, no, you can do better.
He's 29 and he's still doing that party and shit. He ain't gonna
That's what I'm
change.
saying because I mean, I know maybe it's different for women, and they say that we mature faster, and like, let's be real, we probably do. But I mean, Hema and I were 30, and like, we left that behind a long time ago. You know, so it's time to grow up.
Yeah.
That dude needs to grow up for sure.
No, girl, run. You 26, you're still a baby. You're fine.
Yeah,
Nobody
you'll
should
be
be
all
in
right.
a rush to do anything.
Oh yeah, for
Oh,
sure. And it'll probably get worse. And
yeah.
yeah, just run. Okay.
No, yeah. Run now. You know now. You see how he is. Dip.
hmm
You tried. You'll be fine. Oh my goodness. These guys.
God, I
Gosh.
know. I need something else. Let's get another one.
And I know girls, I don't want it to turn into like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
men
we're like,
ain't shit.
oh yeah, it's not that.
But we know girls can be
hmm
uh little bitches too. But in this case, it's like, come on, what you doing?
Yeah.
What is you doing? Okay,
All right.
let's do a friendship one.
All right. So here's another friendship advice one. It's titled "Tried to be honest with a friend, verbally assaulted." All right. I guess I'm kind of unsure how to handle the situation. I have had a friend for almost 8 years. We're 25 females. We met before college started at an orientation and became fast friends. She never had a lot of female friends and she clung to me. I like her and she is really kind. She could be a bit cocky and talk about herself and lied a lot, which I just chalked up to being self conscious. The past year, I was going through some difficult times, and she continually used the opportunity to try to one up on me, either tell me why her life was worse or how she was doing so great, and always managed to make the subject about her. I really needed her to be there for me for something I was going through, but she still managed to make it about herself. I expressed this to her. She cussed me out. I took a few days to cool off. She continuously reached out to me saying things like, I had a great day and it hurts that I can't talk to you about it, etc., etc. When I would respond and tell her that I was upset, she would continue to tell me I was a horrible person and turn the situation to how I abandoned her. I started ignoring her completely. She started reaching out to my significant other and my family asking to get in contact with me. I finally reached out and told her how I felt and was met with a novel about how I'm the problem again. This all started because I tried to tell her I was upset and at something that she did. She turned it around that if I was a true friend, I would talk to her about my problems. I tried. Now she posts on social media every single day. She never used social media before this, with posts about moving on from people, not taking people's shit, and other subliminal messages aimed at me. I'm trying to ignore them, but I can't help but want to try to reach out again. I think she needs to stop stalking my family and posting this stuff. I thought I didn't want a friendship with her anymore at first, but I do want to end on civil terms and maybe be able to have some kind of relationship. I'm not sure if I'm just confused or if I should try to salvage our long standing friendship. How do I talk to someone narcissistic who refuses to hear me out, but then blames me for being the one trying to ruin the friendship? Do I do anything? Do I just apologize and move on? I get a lot of mixed responses from my family and friends.
Fuck that. That is toxic as
I
fuck.
know. That is fucking
Uh,
toxic.
you can't win with narcissists, dude. You can't. I
Yeah.
have had several people in my life who are like that who I no longer communicate with. I am at a point in my life where I am 30 years old and I have no time for that type of people in my life. I hell no. Stalking your family?
Yeah,
No.
that's
Leave
yeah, no.
me immediately when that happens. Bye, blocked, get away. Like I don't need you. Hell
Yeah.
no.
I mean, especially like the whole the thing that gets me too is like, yeah, if you're going to somebody like you need advice, and then like she said, she feels like her friend is always one upping her. I hate when people fucking do that. And I'm very conscious of doing it. Like, I'll make sure I don't, sometimes I may say, like, hey, I can relate because I go through it, but I'm never going to be like, well, my situation is worse than yours.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then
Like,
she
I'm
said
not
she
gonna
cussed
be
her
like,
out. Like,
Yeah, that
what
hell
did it
no,
say?
that
It
is
said, like,
toxic.
yeah, that she's like, that I really needed her to be there for me, something I was going through, but she still managed to make it about herself. I expressed this to her, and then she cussed me out.
Fuck that.
No, no, no. And your friends shouldn't be cussing you out anyway.
I mean, it's one thing when like you're really close to somebody and you're like, "Hey, bitch," or
Yeah, that's
like,
different. Like, hey, beach.
but don't hell no. I can't do that toxic friendship anymore. I have, and it is exhausting. I would have ended it right as soon as the stalking happened. Like once you start reaching out to my boyfriend or my husband, that's when I draw the line. I'm like, okay, bitch, like back the fuck up.
The only time that I would do something like that, I would think, is if it's like an emergency situation, like if something happens, to somebody, and I'm trying to get in
Yeah,
contact
yeah,
with their family,
I
then
get
yeah,
that.
I will do that.
But like if we've been having like issues and we've talked about it and we both know that this friendship is toxic and I told you that I need space or we need to figure something out and I try to give myself that space and then you're coming at my friends and family and asking where you at. I'm like, oh, get out of here.
Yeah, and
But
it sucks because this is a friendship that she says supposedly they've had for 8 years, so that is a long time. But
yeah,
I mean,
nah,
it's
man,
like
that's
you.
too toxic.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, especially if you've already tried. Okay, obviously you don't want to let go of a friendship you've had for that long, but it if you've already tried to talk to her and nothing's changing, then yeah, it's time, unfortunately, to dip.
And yeah, and in my circumstance when stuff happens to me, I had a friend who we were friends for way over a decade and I had to close that out. I had to close that book cuz it was too tiring to even deal with that shit. And I don't know. I can't deal with the toxicity, especially when you're somebody who goes through a lot of shit. Like the last thing you need is for your quote unquote friend to add more stress to your plate. When it should
Hmm.
be the opposite, right? They should be there to distract you and to listen to you whenever you're having a bad day. Not
Hmm.
the fucking opposite. Like,
Yeah.
don't give me more stress, bitch. Like,
And that's
fuck
not to say
off.
you're never going to have an argument because, I mean, you're not always going to agree, obviously, but yeah, not to that point where it's like toxic and they're accusing you that everything's your fault and, you know, no. Like,
No. No, girl, drop it. I drop it.
yeah, I mean, you can only do so much and do your part, and that's, satisfying enough for me. If a friendship ends, if I did my part and I tried to express my concern and they didn't do something about it, then that's on them. you
Yeah.
know. So,
And again, with any breakup, whether it's also like friendship wise, it does hurt.
yeah.
Like you do go through those same like breakup phases where, you deal with this pain because especially when you know somebody like over like 5 years plus, it hurts. I'm not gonna say it doesn't,
Mhm.
but you will be much better off without that toxicity in your life. Trust me.
Yeah, in the long run. Yeah, it will hurt for a
Yeah.
while, but in the long run, you'll be all right.
And I know sometimes when you're a good person, like your urge is to reach out to them and just make sure they're okay, but that also ends up going away with time.
See, but
So,
that's the sucky thing though about having that good heart because I'm guilty of that. I won't do it, but I will. Oh my, it'll bother me. I'll be thinking about it every day. Like, oh, I wish I could reach out to them. I wonder how they're doing. But
yeah.
you just
So
gotta.
like the first couple of months I'll be like that where like a part of me wants to be like I could just message them and be like like what the fuck happened, kind of type of thing. But
Yeah.
then just when you're tired of it, it's like, for what for? Like, we're just gonna keep going through this cycle. It's just a loop, a never ending loop of going back and forth. And it's just exhausting, man.
Yeah. Now, if
I
it's something that
couldn't
can
deal
be
with it.
fixed, then yeah, like don't let friendships go. If it's something, yeah, that can obviously be fixed. But if there's
Yeah, like if
something,
it's a minor thing, like a misunderstanding, I get that. But if
then
it's
yeah,
something that's been going
reoccurring,
on for a long time, bye.
yeah, and that you keep telling them they need to fix it and they're not, yeah, just
Yeah, no. Fuck that.
I don't know. I feel bad though.
Fuck
I get that.
that.
I get,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I
it
feel
does
for
suck,
it.
especially when you
Been
feel like
there,
you're,
done.
yeah,
Yeah. There's just you can't win with narcissists. You just can't. They never change.
mm-hmm.
They never change.
This is true.
Um oh man. You just want to like get all these people and like give them a hug. Like it's
No,
gonna
just be
be
like, oh my
okay.
gosh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
like comment on it too and be like, hey, like, we know.
Okay. We're about to end this here. I'm gonna read one that I thought was pretty funny slash interesting. It's called "My Girlfriend Has Stopped Using Deodorant as a Stance Against Big Pharma."
What?
Here we go.
Okay, go ahead.
This should be a short post, but I need help because I want to fix this. My girlfriend likes to educate herself on social issues, but she doesn't always have reputable sources. So, she read an article about how big pharma has been poisoning and clogging the glands of your armpits with deodorant, so she stopped using it. Another important note is that she doesn't shave to stick to the patriarchy. We live in Arizona, and this has been literally miserable. She loves to cuddle, hug, and lay together, but every time we get close, the stench of BO is just overwhelming. She noticed and confronted me, and I told the truth. She wasn't very happy and told me that this was her way to feel safe and make a difference. So, to avoid further conflict, I just dropped it. But since then, it's getting worse. She's on her way to tossing out body wash and making her own. While I like this idea, she's made no effort to learn about the process. Is there any way I can convince her to let this go? I don't think this is a hill worth dying on. He is 27 and she is 33.
Hmm. I mean,
Okay, I
go
I
ahead.
get the big pharma thing, and I know, let's all be real. We all know deodorant is bad. There's
Hmm.
a lot of chemicals in there that do end up like fucking us up in the long run. But that doesn't mean you have to stop it. There are so many organic deodorants to use out there if you really want to put your foot down against this. There is no need for you not to wear any.
Yeah,
That's
there's
where I
alternatives.
draw the line. Yeah. If
Yeah,
you don't want to shave, cool. You don't got to. You don't gotta do anything. But if your dude or your partner's coming at you and they're like, I can't, you stink, bro. Like, do something about it. You don't want your partner to be miserable. I get you want to make a stance, but there's so
yeah,
many other alternatives out there. Go to
yeah. Like,
Lush. Lush has like a great natural deodorant that people like to use. I've never been all for that. I've always stuck to my deodorant. I'm somebody who I don't like to smell bad.
yeah.
So I don't know. This one's hard, especially because he already told her.
I know that one's tough. I mean, because yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, girl. No offense, but like, what are you thinking? I mean, like, it's good. Like, Hema said, like, take a stand. That's great. I'm all for it. But when it comes to, yeah, like your significant other or just anyone in general that's going to be around you, I mean, you got to think about that too.
Well, you got to think about them. Like,
Yeah.
he
Like,
doesn't want to cuddle you, obviously, because you stink.
exactly. So you have to figure out some natural way. I mean, maybe he just needs to. I mean, he did bring it up, but just be like, yeah, can we find like a more like natural, like something though to do? Because you don't have
Well,
to
that's what
use
I'm
deodorant, but
curious. Is she just not using anything?
because he said something
So,
about
the
she's
one
close to throwing
ingredient.
out body wash. I'm like, no,
Well,
that's
yeah, that's what she's about to do. So, the
uh,
ingredient in deodorant that people are really iffy about is the aluminum. Like, they say that it can cause like cancer and all that stuff. But
everything does apparently.
yeah, but yeah, and I mean, they're coming out with a bunch of deodorants, like well-known brands are like aluminum free. Like, I guess that's where I'm confused. Does she just not use it at all? Like nothing? Like does she think everything clogs up your pores?
I'm saying, is this like, yeah, we need more information. Does that mean like she doesn't want to smell good like at all? She just believes in like all natural, or like, yeah,
I don't know, man. I
that's
mean,
tough.
like, and then, yeah, if you're not shaving, yeah, when you sweat, obviously, like that, it's just the BO is just gonna be more
Yeah,
out
it's gonna be
there, especially when you're
intensified.
hairy.
Yeah.
But man, I don't. This one's hard. I mean, because you can't like fall out of love with somebody because they have like their own stance on stuff. Like I get it. Like I respect it, but there's only so much you can handle, right? Like I can't
Yeah, if you're
I'll
thinking about,
stick by you, but bro, like
I'll stick by you, but like a few feet away, maybe. Like,
yeah.
uh, that's that's a toughie. You're just gonna have to have a real serious sit down conversation with her, because that's something you're gonna have to put up with if this is a long term relationship. You don't want to deal with that for the rest of your life, until you're 100 years
Yeah,
old. Like,
this oh my god.
I mean,
This
God.
girl put tell her that you love her, but BO isn't nice and buy her some products that are natural and from small local businesses. Also, there are bigger ways to impact big pharma. Not wearing deodorant achieves literally nothing. If she wants to impact them, she should be voting, attending protests, etc. Okay, yeah, that is
Yeah.
true. One
Good point.
person not buying deodorant ain't gonna do shit.
Well, yeah, it's not. I still buy deodorant. I still use it. So, I mean,
Well, yeah, like I get it. I get it. People don't want to use it. I totally understand it. Like I read on it a lot too, but I'm also not going to stop using it. Like there's Tom's deodorant. Again, like Lush has like their natural stuff. There's a lot of things you can do. Showering daily. It could also help with that. But I feel for you, dude. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, that's tough.
Buy her some natural deodorant.
Hmm.
Well, I like these little advice things. We should make it like a monthly segment.
I know, I like that. It's cool.
Because there's
Let's
so
do it.
many. Like it's not just stuck at relationships. Like it goes all the way down to mental health and all this shit. Before we leave, I wanted to read a couple of misconnections. So if you don't know what misconnections are, um, literally people will go on Craigslist and post little like blurbs about people that they meet, people that they interact like in their everyday life, and they post on this platform to see if they can find their I guess in their eyes their soulmate that they saw but they didn't, get to approach them. So this is their way of trying to find them.
Hmm.
Um some of these I think are fucking hilarious. Like I'll go through here and I'll be like, "Oh my god, some people, man." I know we posted like a little poll yesterday if people find this creepy or if people, are like me who are very like into fairy tales and you never know. Um, I don't know. What do you think about how people use this to find their person?
I mean, well, it's like I told you before, when you first told me about doing this, I was like, I mean, I've never heard of it. I didn't know it was a thing. I don't think it's impossible. I mean, why not? Like, what do you have to lose by getting on here? I mean, because obviously other people know about it too. So other people could be on there looking and be like, hey, I wonder if that guy posted on here that I met at that store or wherever. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't see any problem in it, I think. Yeah, I
So
mean,
the one I like showed Lindsay in the beginning before we even pressed record is actually one that's near her hood.
like legit right outside my place, like
Yeah,
literally the
so I'll
corner.
read it again for you guys. It's titled Red Silk Robe. And it says, "To begin, I am a male reaching out to a specific lady who came into my store around 3 a.m. this morning, September 26th. I just wanted to say you were quite ravishing in your red silk robe, and I hope to have an opportunity to see you again. Must say, I am curious what you thought you forgot when you were heading out the door. I am here 5 nights a week, Friday through Tuesday, from 10:30 p.m. to at least 6:30 a.m. First of all, who the hell goes out at 3 in the morning in a red silk robe?
I mean, she must have just been like really thirsty, and she went inside that gas station to get her something to drink in the middle of the
Put
night.
on some pants, girl.
She probably just rolled out of bed, you know, and like, I don't know. I mean, I wonder if I know this person because, like I said, this is literally my neighbor. Like, this is right here. So,
Yeah, so I told Lindsay, like, I won't put it like on blast, but I
well,
told
yeah,
her like the street intersections and whatnot. And they're like, what, right next
like
to you,
literally
right?
the very next street. Like, we're on one street, and it's literally the very next light over. It's this gas station that's right there. So.
I'm telling you, I need you to go to that gas station and take a pic. I'm serious.
I just want to go up there and ask him, but like I said, I don't know how to make it like not awkward. So be like, hey, I was reading like Misconnections and I saw your article. Oh, I hope you find your lady.
We hope you find it. Do you mind keeping us updated for our podcast?
Do you mind
Oh
keeping
my
us updated so
God.
in a month or so when we do this again?
Yes.
Can you contact me?
We want to keep tabs on this. You know what? I'm going to favorite this.
Do you want to come and be a guest on our show? Tell us
Come
your
be our
story.
guest. Maybe you can find your love that way. They'll hear
Maybe.
the podcast.
Yeah, who knows?
Oh
Stranger things have
God.
happened. I had that
Man,
song
some
stuck in
of
my head.
these people.
Stranger things have happened and the stranger you know that song from Hunger Games? I feel like Hunger Games,
Uh
right? Wait, what? You don't watch Hunger Games?
no.
Oh my god.
I couldn't get into it,
You should have
man.
fucking known better because you didn't even watch Harry Potter till like what last year or some shit.
I couldn't get into the Hunger Games. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I
What?
don't know. I want to say I finished the first. I don't even know. I don't know what to tell you. I
Atrocious.
don't want to lie to you.
Atrocious. Okay,
I
yeah.
don't want to lie to you.
We just talked about this. No line. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna read this one. This is I don't want. I don't want to say the city.
Yeah, don't do all that.
But this one's also close to us.
Okay.
And this one actually goes back, and we were talking about with that first dating advice on how men are nasty. Here we go.
Cool.
This one is called Full Figured Woman at Tom Thumb. I saw you in the Tom Thumb off of 14th on Sunday. You had a flowered dress and looked so good. We traded looks a few times, and you may have heard me say dang a couple of times when we crossed paths, lol. I was the good looking white guy with longer hair. Anyway, long shot, but if you see this, let me know. I would love to get you out of that dress.
Yeah, no,
Motherfucker.
that's a no go for me. I'd see that and I'd be like, nah. That's what I'm saying. Like, why do guys feel like they have to do that? Just
First
be
of all,
what?
this guy, I was the good looking one with the longer hair. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
motherfucker,
And
get
then
out
to
of
be
here.
like, yeah, let me get you out of that. No, just God, no, just be a good human being, please. Like you were gonna get so much more out of us doing that.
Oh my God. I can only imagine, like, if this girl was like, oh my God, I went to Tom Thumb, and this guy kept saying, like, dang, every time he passed by me. Like, that's
Like, dang.
creepy.
That's
I'm
what I'm saying. If
sorry.
somebody
That is,
passes me, yeah, and they're like, dang, 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 I'm gonna be like, are you
I'm
okay?
gonna freak out. I'm gonna text my husband and be like, I'm being followed by a fucking creeper. I was scrolling through to see if we can find another misconnection we can read, and this one titled "Stress Relief" caught my eye because hey, me and Lindsay are like like a mental health advocates for like releasing your stress.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh god.
again, titled "Stress Relief." It's a very short post, guys. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Need someone to use their mouth to help me relieve some stress tomorrow morning. Willing to return the favor.
Why do people think this
Guys,
shit's actually gonna work? That's definitely not what I need.
guys, look,
I'm,
we are all for stress relief.
I
Don't do
am.
that.
But
Don't
I'm
do this with a stranger.
yeah, I'm not. No, I'm not about that. If somebody like
I was
hits
like
me up,
so happy. I was like, ooh, are they gonna like, are they looking for like
it's like, oh, cool. What
spas?
are they gonna
Nope.
do? What are they gonna help me with? And you
Yeah,
click on that,
no.
and you get something like, no, come on.
No, some of these are very insane. I found one that actually is at that same Tom Thumb that I just mentioned in that previous one, but it's a different dude. I'm wondering if it's the same girl. Now I want to go to that Tom Thumb and see if I can find that girl. What does she have, man? Okay, here we go. It's called Green Dress in Tom Thumb, Sunday, September 6th at 6:30 p.m. ish. Hi, this is a long shot. It's highly unlikely you read this, but I sure hope you do. This evening, you and I were both in the self-checkout. I won't say the street at Tom Thumb around 6:30. I found it so challenging to keep my eyes off of you. You were classy, shapely, and very attractive. Seemingly small breasts, great legs, and just gorgeous. Even behind your mask, it was obvious. I wanted to say something, but it's difficult to approach a stranger these days, especially with everything going on. Plus, I saw a ring on your finger and I had one on mine. So there's that. LOL. Mother. As I closed the door to my vehicle, I saw you exit the store, walking to your vehicle. I started to drive to you and say hello, but it seemed awkward and invasive to do so, so I did it. If you're wondering, I was the light skinned black guy with the shaved head and black mask. I had on gym clothes. If by any chance you read this and you remember me and are interested in talking and exploring the possibilities, please reply. Tell me what color shoes you had on and what color shorts or shirt I had on so I know it's you. Here's to hoping, M. First of all, you are married.
Both of you. God, why are people again?
God.
I
But
give up.
it's at that same Tom Thumb, and just the description of the woman he mentioned almost matches the one that we were talking about earlier. Is the same. I'm just curious. Now I'm just curious. I'm just gonna go drive around Tom Thumb like a creeper, and,
I
like
know.
drive around. Oh God.
These people. There's this one that's father figure that used to visit. I miss how we used to spend time together, just passing the time, having a beer, watching the game, just letting it all hang out. Oh. You used to make my mouth water with all the delicious treats you had to offer, and I eagerly awaited making you as happy as possible. I miss those
Wait.
days and wish you would stop. Back by. That turned for
Excuse
the
me.
worst. At first, I really thought it was supposed to be about his father, but then as I started reading, I was like, "Oh, hanging out."
You said mouth watering, and my mind went
Oh
immediately to
yeah.
my dark place.
Well, same. Well, the hanging out because the way he said it was like watching the game, just letting it all hang out. And then I was like, oh, and then it was makes my mouth water with the delicious treats you had to offer. Huh. I miss those days.
Oh my God.
Father figure. So you had like a sugar daddy, pretty much.
Guys, if you ever need like a boost in serotonin, I highly recommend go to Craigslist and just look at all these because they're fucking insane.
Oh, I mean, this is making me happy. I'm loving it. It's hilarious.
Oh my God, this one's titled Young Mama. Terry, where are you? You used to help me with diapers and formula for my baby. If you see this, please text me. How?
I
What?
need more diapers.
This is located at your old hood.
Oh, really? Oh, well,
Yeah.
shocker. If you know where I well, you know where I live, but if other people knew where I lived, it does that makes fucking sense.
Terry, where are you? How dare you leave this mama?
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
God.
Okay, here's another one. It says, heavy smoker in Arlington. Are you my sweet smoking boy? He's an older gentleman who smokes like a freight train. He had a wicked cough, but he didn't let that stop him from blowing through 2 packs a day. Does that sound like you? Send me a line. I miss my old smoker. Quarantine is
What?
lonely without you.
Oh, he misses
Oh,
his
he misses his
friend.
smoking buddy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna read this last one to end it on a good note. Okay,
Okay. All right.
we're gonna end on a good note. This
Okay.
one's called Bedpost Humper Cassie G. I bet
Okay.
you're still hot as a firecracker even after 28 years. Do you still like both men and female? Do you still like to be watched doing yourself? Let's hear from you. Prove me right.
I wonder if some of these are people that are just trying to be funny. They have to be. There's no way that all these are no. People are just getting on here because they know it's
Girl, in today's
hilarious.
society, I don't know. I really
I'm
don't
pretty sure it
know.
is. It's just everybody they're bored. Everyone's in quarantine, or most people. So everybody's on here just like la la la. Let's be funny because they know people are reading them. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to do one that's stupid because it's hilarious. You know?
Oh my god, we should do it and see if we get any replies, but we need like a fake email
Oh yeah, and
that we
yeah,
want
definitely
to
don't
carry
use our,
around.
our email. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know what we would say though. It'd be like we were two ladies that met these other two gentlemen, and they asked if we were down to do some things.
We're
All
just
of
two
us.
ladies looking for two other ladies who are infatuated with pizza like we are. Hit
Yeah,
us up.
or we met two ladies at another pizza place, and their eyes met our eyes, and we knew we both loved pizza just as much, and we wanted to share a pizza, but we didn't know how to tell them.
Please let us know what color shirt we were wearing so we know it's you.
Please let me know what color socks I was wearing, so I know you were paying attention.
We always go so like off topic on these podcasts, but it's fine.
It's fine.
We hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, I think I did. I think these are pretty fun. I
Yeah.
think after having like back to back serious podcast, we just needed another laid back one, and this one was fun. So if you guys found it entertaining or interesting, we can maybe put this in like as a monthly thing, and maybe keep tabs on our people that we talked about today.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let us know because yeah, we would definitely love to do this monthly. So tell us, and that may be something we do. As always, if you're not already, follow us on Instagram, 2piece underscore and a podcast to keep up with what we're doing each week and doing little stories and trivia and stuff like that for you guys. Also, we have the link on our Instagram to some of our other pages. We both have separate Instagrams. Hema has her Instagram with her personal journey, and I have a brand new Instagram that's for my, I guess, quote unquote, photography that I am trying to get into because I love doing photography. So if you're interested in that, that's on our Instagram. And yeah, you can just follow us there. As always, don't forget to tune in next Sunday night.
Thanks, guys.